I was accidentally buried alive by a mudslide. I lowered the car window to check the thickness of the mud. A large amount of thin mud rushed into the car, and I quickly closed the window in fear. Before I could catch my breath, the sunroof suddenly cracked. I put tape over it, but the thin tape could not hold the weight of the mud. Then I noticed the steering wheel lock under the seat. I used it to support the sunroof. Luckily, the forgotten lock held back the sinking mud. I relaxed and grabbed a bottle of water. I drank big gulps. When I was almost finished, I realized this was my last life-saving water. But it was too late, so I drank all of it. I gathered everything in the car, but nothing seemed useful. Soon I started having trouble breathing. The oxygen in the car was running out, so I took out a folding chair and removed its hollow steel tube. I used a nail clipper to drill a small hole in a bottle cap. I tied a tight knot in a piece of rope, passed the rope through the cap, and pushed the rope into the steel tube while the bottle cap sealed the opening. I put on gloves and straightened a wire. I pushed it upward through the mud. The tube was 1.8 meters long, but it still did not reach the surface, so I connected another tube in the same way. When I pushed the last tube up with all my strength, something blocked it. I screamed in despair. I grabbed the car jack, but even at full extension, the tube could not pierce the mud. Then I put a towel on my shoulder, pressed my body against the tube, and pushed upward despite the pain. Suddenly the pressure on my shoulder disappeared. The tube finally broke through the surface. I used the wire to open the bottle cap. I put my eye to the tube and saw a weak light. I shouted excitedly into the opening and breathed fresh air greedily. Then I searched for something that could catch attention. I rolled up an old newspaper, lit it, and held it near the tube, hoping the smoke would attract people. But I did not think about the danger of lighting a fire inside the car. When the flame burned my hand, I dropped the paper instinctively. The fire grew stronger. Before I could react, thick smoke filled the car. I covered my mouth and nose with my shirt and eventually fainted. Fortunately, the smoke flowed out through the tube, and the thin air in the car made the fire die out. When I woke up, it was raining outside. Thin mud flowed down through the tube. I panicked and tried to clear it with the wire. The tube fell and cut my skin. The pain made me faint again. When I woke the second time, fallen mud had filled half the car. The wound on my head hurt so much that I screamed. I took off my shirt, wrapped the wound, and tied it tight with my belt to stop the bleeding. In despair, I took out my phone and calmly recorded a message for my wife. But I still did not want to die like this. I drank a full bottle of water, ate all the snacks, and even finished the crumbs. After regaining some strength, I prepared to look for another way to escape.